Hi, another video about mastering the fretboard, and today we'll just learn 3 new shapes. We'll add missing top octave to the shapes that we've already practiced. First one starts with index finger on 3rd string on 5th fret, and it's gonna go like that: 5th, 7th, 2nd string, 5th, 6th, 8, 1st string, 5th, 7th, 8. And right now, with speaking the notes out loud: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And we'll practice it just by playing up and down with repetition of the last note. This is a really nice place, really nice position. It's in the visual middle of the neck, 5th fret. It's also enclosed in a hand position where every finger corresponds to one single fret. So we don't have to look for the notes outside of a comfortable position of the fretting hand. One more time with spelling the notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. And this shape here is going to be a continuation of the bottom part that consists of the pattern that starts with pinky on 8th fret on E string. So let's play the whole thing throughout 2 octaves: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And here we append the new shape: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and back to low C: C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. So right now we have this part of the neck covered with our C major, our white keys on the piano, diatonic C major scale. So right now what possibilities this gives us is basically 1 fret higher from every note we have sharp, and 1 fret lower we have a flat note. So whenever we have E 1 step below, it's going to be E flat. F 1 step higher, F sharp. So this is like a basic idea that whenever we know the 7 notes of major scale, we also have a very good idea where are the chromatic notes, in other words, sharps and flats. Because I'm planning to build the knowledge of the major scales and the fretboard by progressing through circle of 5th and learning the accidentals, the chromatic notes, and how they alter with every key in future videos, I just want to give like an idea that this is basically a very powerful tool to know this section of fretboard right now by joining those 2 shapes. So again, this is a position starting with a pinky. And I wanted to start here and not in the lower positions because this is the shape that it gives us very straightforward coverage of the upper octave. If we were to start on 2nd string with index finger, we could reach A and then we would have to switch position anyway. And this is going to be covered in another video when we'll work on just 2 top strings and we'll shift positions and find some melodic exercises with the use of major scale throughout the neck. Okay, another shape that will add up to what we already learned, starting with pinky on 10th fret on 4th string. And the fret numbers are 10th fret on D string, 7th on G string, 9th on G string, 10th on G string, then on B string 8, 10, and on first string 7 and 8. Okay, and now let's play the whole thing slowly with spelling the notes of the major scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, and now let's put both parts, bottom and top octave, together. Of course, it's going to be appended to the shape starting with middle finger on 8th fret of E string. And here is our extra part, starting with pinky. And back to low C. Okay, and there's just one more shape left, and this is going to be the one that starts with middle finger on the same C on 10th fret of D string, and the positions and the fret number is going to be the following: 10th fret on D string, 12th on G string, 9th, 10th, 12th. Then we'll shift a little bit to 10th fret on second string, 12th, and 13th. And back. And now let's try to build again lower octave and the higher octave. This is, of course, the pattern that starts with index finger on 8th fret. And this is the new thing. Okay, and again slowly with spelling the scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And from the top to bottom, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Okay, this is all for today. The goal is, of course, to memorize where the notes are, build and join these patterns of the bottom octave and the top octave, and in the next video we'll focus on some melodic ideas, and also we'll have a look at first two strings, which we usually use to play melody, and because they are shifted from the rest of the strings by a different interval, we have interval of perfect fourth between 6th and 5th, and 4th and 3rd string. Then between 2nd and 3rd string we have a major third that actually makes these shapes look a little bit different, and and this is what basically is a kind of it's advantage and disadvantage at the same time. The good thing is that we have common intervals and melodic ideas a little bit closer because those two top strings are lower, but at the same time it causes certain irregularities with our shapes and fingerings. So that's why we need to take this into consideration, and that's why I left these three shapes for a separate video, so we can grasp a clear idea how the octave is shaped and how it's a little bit stretched compared to the other patterns that we had. Okay, see you tomorrow with some more fingerboard mastery.